Hello, hello, everyone out there in Cyberland. My name is Debbie, and I'm a youth organizer for Teen Empowerment, and I'll be your host for tonight's evening's fifth episode of Senseless, an audio series brought to you by Teen Empowerment every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. each week. So here's our timeline. Tonight is episode 5, Thursday is episode 6, and next Tuesday is our final episode. On Saturday, May 23rd, we will have a finale event with some amazing folks from our community joining us to talk about a unified violence prevention strategy for this summer and beyond. So, if you missed episode, that's okay because you can go on Teen Empowerment's Facebook page and Teen Empowerment's TV on YouTube to get caught up to speed. We are going to get started in just a few seconds, so just tag your friends, create a watch party, share with friends, and let us know in the chat where you'll be watching from. Don't be afraid to comment in the chat as you are listening. We have a very exciting episode coming to you guys. And we will have a talk back after the show, so don't go away. And we also have a really special guest. Please enjoy.
Episode 4, the park was hot when 10th Street and L Street almost threw down. The police showed up and we met the partners, Officer Rainey and Officer Reggie Price. We learned that Officer Reggie Price is Trey's absent father. We also heard Tony's voice as Trey read her journal. We all hoping that the murder will soon be solved. Tune in as we listen to episode 5 of Senseless.
Hey, Quan, how you doing?
Hey, Mrs. G.
Oh, so you're on your way to summer school this morning? Lord knows you haven't been that consistent.
Miss G, I don't know what to say.
You see, Quan, you don't have to say nothing. It ain't about what you say. It's about what you do. And I see what you do, Quan. But I love you, know that.
And you don't see nothing, Mrs. G.
Yeah, and I didn't see nothing your Uncle Jimmy was doing either. But by the way, how is my Uncle Jimmy doing anyway?
Oh, you don't know how he's doing? You know everything else around here?
Quan, don't get flip with the lip now. I love you and all, but Miss G will put a hurting on you.
Wow. Well, I'm going to see Uncle Jimmy now. I mean, I'll tell him you were asking about him.
You go ahead and do that. But how long he got in there anyways? I guess he won't be out anytime soon with what he was doing. Lord knows he didn't think he was gonna go to jail. But I sure do miss him. He used to bring me my prime rib and a few bags of groceries, all for half or nothing. Now, I gotta go to Stop and Shop and use half of my Social Security check just to be able to eat for the month. Lord knows I miss him. Oh, good for nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he misses you too.
Well, go on now, Quan. Do what you gotta do. And you tell Jimmy I miss him.
All right, later, Miss G. There's my bus.
Route 8 service to Kenmore via South Bay Center.
We got a family visit here. Inmate, 10 minutes max. And you know the drill. You go over your time limit again, rec privilege is gone for the rest of the month.
Yo, what's good? How you doing?
The question is, how are you doing? Word on the street, y'all been out here creating chaos.
I did not come here to talk about all that. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing the best I've done in a long time, Quan. I never thought I would say that while being locked up in here, but it is what it is.
Yo, you an OG. Probably have all the clout in the world in here. Everybody knows Uncle Jimmy, yo.
Don't get it twisted, Quan. You must think this is a game or something, huh?
What you mean, Unc? Yo, so many people in the hood looked up to you. You know they still do. Like, you held it down for a lot of people. Man, that's how I'm trying to be for our people. Because your people is my people. That's what you always taught me.
Quan, all of our people are our people. Until we look at it like that, we'll be in the same place. Being in here has caused me to realize so many things about myself, my community, and this system of oppression that we fail to see. I should have been teaching you how to use your street smarts to help the community. I did some things I need to do in order to survive and help others survive. But guess what? I feel like I sold my soul to do so, Quan. You want to be in that same position?
Yo, why are you talking like this? You sound like you're giving up on life or something. When you out there, Unc, you conquer the world.
I know, Quan. And I'm sorry for giving that impression. That's just the same impression my pops gave me. He taught me to survive at all costs, and it costed me my freedom. I don't want nothing to happen to you, Quan. Y'all out here fighting each other, killing each other, selling dope to each other, competing for street cred, for streets that don't belong to us in the first place. That's how I lived for way too long. I need to share with you where my mind was because I know exactly where yours is now.
Yo, Unc, our hood belongs to us. I'm trying to lock it down so it stays ours and nobody can come in and take what you built.
Look, Quan, that's not valid. Listen, imagine if me, you, L Street, everyone on 10th Street all came together and used our intelligence, our street smart, our hustle, our loyalty, and our style to create legit businesses and start community movements to change the mindsets of the younger generation. Not only will we gain the power, but we'll have the resources and the unity, and we'll get the life that we deserve. We haven't been valued by society. We haven't valued ourselves either.
So you're saying it's our fault?
No, it's not our fault that racism, oppression, white supremacy, prejudice, hate against Black people exists, but it's our responsibility to respond in a way that doesn't perpetuate the injustices that were placed on us. They hate us for no reason, but we gotta change us hating us, Quan. There's a lot of healing from trauma and a lot of forgiveness we need to work through with each other if we're gonna get anywhere. And we can't wait on them to do so.
Do you really think we could deal with all this hood smoke? That it could just be dead? Like, would you forgive the dudes who killed Jim Mans? You know the smoke between L Street and 10th Street is hard, and it's only gonna get harder this summer.
Quan, do you even know why L Street and 10th Street have smoke in the first place? Did you know that since I've been in, I found out that some of 10th Street are family?
Whose family?
Our family.
Not my family, Unc.
On my mother, nephew. Yo, we gotta get you on out, man. I'm gonna have to talk to some people so you can step on out, matter of fact. Actually, I've been working on some stuff from the inside to help turn this senseless beef into something epic for the community. And a few of us in here just working on some stuff from the inside to organize a movement for the outside. And I might need your help, nephew. You down for the cause?
I don't know, Unc.
You trust me. You know I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize your safety, right? You're my family, and I love you, nephew.
I love you too, Unc.
And yo, I'll be out soon, so tell Miss G I'll be around as well.
Hey, Unc, have you writing any music lately?
Not since the last joint I wrote since I came in. You ever listen to it?
Nah, I have it on my phone. I just haven't listened yet.
Dude, what? Yo, pull it up, nephew. Take a listen and see where your uncle's head was. You know what I'm saying?
Will do, Unc. I'll listen on my way back. Love you, Unc.
All right, this visit is over. Just back to your cell.
Let me play Unc's new music, man. See what he got going on.
I'm just a man, but they been eyeing me down like a villain, saying it's all in my head. But I feel imbalance is making me live it. Can't get no sleep. I'm gonna rest till I peace, and maybe the feelings may flee. Many beliefs, but no one can never believe. But my mind is pressured to be. Suffer from grief, hey. And that's just the way it is. Doctor promised me a way to fix all that, but where it is, no patience. This pain's deep, outrageous. I'm teed up, just need love. Until then, y'all saying I've been in my head, I've been in my eight, I've been in my head, I've been in my eight, I've been in my head, I've been in my eight, I've been in my head, I've been in my eight.
Naya, what do you want?
Yo, where you been all day? When I got up, you were nowhere to be found. Where did you go?
Naya, just because you let me crash at your crib, don't mean you need to be all up in my business.
Well, you left the kitchen a hot mess. My mother was bugging and had me clean it up.
Good looks, bro.
You know what's a good look? Yesterday at the park was a good look. Oh my God. 10th Street did not want this smoke. Else she was about to get that with them boys. They so lucky them cops came because it was about to go down. Oh, it was fun to be popping in that park. Oh, wait. That was low-key fire. It was fun to be popping in the park.
Naya, I'm not in the mood for your shenanigans. I'm really not, bro.
Shenanigans? Your special school teaching you those words? I'm not in the mood for your shenanigans. Your vocab is coming up, bro. So let me ask you this. Why are you so melancholy?
Naya, you are not funny, bro. You play too much. I've got a lot on my mind right now.
No, but like, real talk. What's going on? You all right?
I just came back from visiting my Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy? OG Jimmy? My idol, yo. He's in there doing that big, representing, you know what I mean? Proud of Uncle Jimmy. He always held it down for L Street. We out here, you know what I'm saying?
We? Yo, chill, Naya, yo. You sound crazy right now. You act like he's glad to be in there or something. Well, he'll be out soon, and he's trying to move different.
He's coming out soon? Yo, it's about to be popping in the hood again, bro. When Uncle Jimmy tells someone to move, they move. L Street win, 10th Street lost. And Mrs. G, she's gonna be happy he's back. I bet she must get more than groceries from him.
Naya, did you hear what I just said? He's coming out, and he's trying to move different.
What are you talking about, move different, Quan?
Man, never mind. Don't worry about it, Naya. I can't deal with you right now. I'm gonna just head home.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I don't know how you're not gonna deal with me when you're heading to my house. How you finna get in, huh? It's cool though. Okay, you could be like that. But I gotta get something from the store. I'll meet you there.
Oh, man.
Thank you for tuning into episode 5 of Senseless. See you on Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. for episode 6. If your mind has never been blown before, this is the episode to do so. Make sure you're on time for Thursday for episode 6 of Senseless. Now, back to our host, Debbie.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Teen Empowerment's Talk Back of Senseless, the audio series. I am Debbie, your host, and I hope everyone enjoyed the first 5 episodes of Senseless. We have 2 episodes left. Wow, time does fly, and things are definitely heating up. You definitely don't want to miss the next episode on Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. I don't want to let any cats out the bag, but the unsolved murder, never mind. Don't miss the next episode of Senseless. Let me not go there. I can't wait. But anyways, back to tonight. We have some of the characters from tonight's episode with us who will be discussing the glorification of street life and prison life and how we can shift that mentality in Boston's youth. Welcome, Ja'Cory, who plays Uncle Jimmy, and Greg, Greg, you could introduce yourself if you like.
Yes, my name is Gregory Blaze. I work for My Brother's Keeper Boston, which is a President Obama initiative that Mayor Walsh has started in the city of Boston.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us. So, as we usually do, we're going to start off with a question. What is the sentiment behind free so and so and even if they did the crime? Do you guys think that's helpful for the community or hurtful?
Greg, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll definitely take that one. So free so and so. This slogan is definitely very much used in our community, maybe overused, but the truth of the matter is that there are crimes that do go wrongfully convicted. So by wrongfully convicted, I mean that a person is put and sentenced and imprisoned for a crime that they did not commit, and those numbers and metrics are about 10% for every, I believe, 10,000 crimes that are in the system. So free so and so, many people think that it's a waste of time slogan, but the metrics and the data is there behind it that some of the crimes that are often are going sentenced in our community are wrongfully sentenced. And Jacory, if you want to chime in on that.
Yeah, definitely. Even someone like myself, when it comes down to like that slogan and that saying, I get real skeptical, you know what I'm saying? Just because, in some situations, somebody might have been like completely wrong, and then you have their friends like, following up with like, oh, free my bro, and he just like murder somebody. But I definitely think in the sense you're speaking upon, I think when it comes down to that, we should definitely be there to support those people in that situation just because, what I mean, if just because if we continue to support those people if they're in a situation where it's like injustice, maybe when they get out, we could provide them with resources so that won't happen again, and that could just, what I mean, saying like set a foundation so when that continues to happen, that when they come back, what I mean, we hold them down, moving forward.
I feel like sometimes that slogan also tends to like bring us together in a sense, like because people are like all like so like you said that support that they have, and I think maybe it's like to underline the systems that got them there in the first place. Like it's like not all of it is their fault, even if like they did the crime. Like to an extent, we have to hold accountability to like the system and like everything that they went through all together. I think that it can be helpful and hurtful. It just depends how we tend to use it. But why do you guys think that people like glorify street life and jail life even if they aren't involved?
For the most part, it comes with influence, you know what I'm saying? Like if these people are influenced by something where it's like for generations, like if people are influenced by the same things and it's like a negative thing, you know what I'm saying? Like of course it's gonna be inherited by like the next generation. So it's like it's all about, fixing that foundation and what those values are, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, it's like people are only gonna do what they know. And so if we continue to let, certain things slide, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't confront these little things that we think might not be that serious, but when matters come to worst, it's like, we can't really go back and change that. So it's like, being sure to like fix the problem before it escalates. And so, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and building off what Jacory said, fixing that narrative that plagues our community, that material possessions are seen as, success. A nice car or a nice belt, some nice shoes are, success items of success, when we need to change that narrative in our community and show that, a profession is, a successful route, or having an asset or an investment. These are all things that definitely um, change the status quo of your society and those around you. So, as Jacory said, changing that narrative of what it is to be successful will definitely, aid that negative outlook towards idolizing street life culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kinda,
Yeah.
what were you gonna say, Jacory?
I was saying there's more than enough resources for us to take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's 20 years ago where it's like, oh, there might have been a limit when it comes to things like this. The sky's the limit at this point.
Exactly. Children grow up thinking like that's a normalized lifestyle, and they, like you said, they start to prioritize the wrong things and like think of success in other ways.
Yeah.
And like, but even though like, what is like a street code in the youth of Boston, and like, how do we get our community to band together to flip the codes of the street, or like flip those, like what success looks like?
Oh You want to
Yeah.
take that?
So a street code that I've heard recently is like slime, and I know that slime has something. The acronym itself stands for something, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with money, with your peers getting money, and whichever way, shape, form that may come in. And oftentimes those activities may be illegal and uh, not looked upon in any sort of positive life within society. So I think using that slogan of slime and just having it towards something, constructive, whether it's starting a project with your community and your friends, or, looking up ideas and initiatives that you want to be a part of, that'd be something that would be pushing, the energy towards positive work in our community.
A street code, I feel like, has negative and positive connotation. It's like snitches get stitches, or like the thing behind loyalty. Like I feel like loyalty within the like street code wise, like it can bring us together, but then again together in the wrong way. Like I remember we was talking about it before in one of the other episodes, and we were like, sometimes we feel like we're being held hostage by our own community because we feel obligated to like hold loyalty, like to these like gang members and whatnot, like all for what, like that's the question, like why. And I feel like we can get together to like band or like flip the street codes and like look at it more positive instead of negative, by like emphasizing on like the damage that it makes, because I feel like people still see it as like something beneficial for the community majority of the time. Do you have anything you want to piggyback on, Jacory?
Definitely, and it's just all about us like taking the time and putting in the effort to create our own system and follow that system and follow that structure. Because at this point, it's just what I'm saying, we claim that we're oppressed by a system, and that's completely true. But it's like we need to construct our own system, and that takes time, that takes dedication. And so what I'm saying, like once we can make that commitment to ourselves, and not let any outside sources come and interfere what we got going on, then we're gonna start to progress as a people. And so I think once that's done, what I'm saying, we could talk about other things, but we just really have to settle something within ourselves. And if we don't ever do that, then it will never change.
Exactly. I remember you said if you don't find your own purpose, someone else will, and that really like stuck with me. And it kind of also reminded me when Quan said to Uncle Jimmy, "Oh, you probably have all the clout in the world here." Like, where does the desire to have clout come from in the Black community, even if it is negative?
Yeah, so that skit was a very powerful skit, and that question that you're asking, where does the desire does cl- from where does the desire of clout come from? I think that it's within our community that we have just been withheld from opportunity for so long that we'll just chase anything that first comes our way, even if it's not something that's positive. So clout, oftentimes, as we said before, our community has put material possessions as items of success. So purchasing temporary items that serve a fix definitely serve as clout, and those items don't necessarily create any sort of positive change or trajectory in your life. There's a quote in that skit that the character said, "We're fighting for streets that don't even belong to us," and that quote literally just like stuck my heart, because when you think about like all these communities in America that suffer from gun violence, on a lot of these strips, the buildings that they're fighting for, dying right on the sidewalk in front of, they don't even own that sidewalk, or they don't even own that building, yet they treat it like it's very near and dear to them, because that's home. But before we even can call someplace home, we need to find that home for ourselves. And that quote definitely changed my whole thought process around how we view violence in our culture.
That's definitely true. I feel like also our values like needs to be shifted a bit. Like we let a lot of systems tell us what the values are, and like we stick with that and we say, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I remember you were saying the other day, you was like our glorification of success has been shifted and painted. And like the sad thing is that we don't even realize that. And Victoria, when you brought up the perspective of like making our own system, that was really interesting because we're usually like encouraged to, oh, fight the system. Like, what about making our own system? And I feel like what stops us from doing that is not knowing our power. Not knowing our power. So yeah. Do you have anything you want to piggyback on, Jafari?
Yeah, and it's just like along with that, it's just ridiculous because at one point in time, you know what I mean, we was on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like I admire like that the civil rights movement and so on and so forth, because they just like they showed each other that yo, like you're not below me, you're not, better than me, but we're the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like, you know what I'm saying, we're at the same level. And so with that being said, it's just like if we don't get back on that page, then you know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't really be criticizing anybody else's culture. We shouldn't be trying to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, no rules for nobody else. We shouldn't be trying to include nobody into the picture. Like, we got to figure things out within ourselves because we're the only, you know what I'm saying? Culture, the only people that are functioning this way where it's just like all dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this person thinking they're better because they're financially stable. And then, you know what I'm saying? They're looking down upon like the poor neighborhoods. And it's just like so many different things. And it's ridiculous because other people aren't doing this. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have the right to criticize other people when we don't even got stuff within ourselves down pat. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Some wise words you got there, Jacori. I feel like the Black community does tend to sell itself short. And it's kind of like a mental thing. Like we need to fight ourselves in a way too. Like, you know what I mean? But when Uncle Louis said all of our people are our people until we look at it like that, we'll be in the same place. What can we do to get Black people to see that we are on this together and that we shouldn't fight each other? And that's the goal. Now that's the question.
Greg, you want to help me out on that? I need some inspiration.
Yeah, some unique sense. You're my inspiration, man. But yeah, so that we're all in this together. As all these great points that have been said tonight on this call, our community is a very special community. We all, well, at least I'll even take it back a little further, real quick. You know, the human race scientifically definitely comes from Africa, and our community had that narrative that our families were separated, stripped from one another. We have family going to South America. We have family going to the Caribbean, staying in Africa, going to America, North America, whatever have you. We're all around the world. And I think just that narrative itself just proves that we as a people just have such a diverse culture and network of individuals that it's beautiful that we can just all call ourselves Black, but at the same time, it's almost like a blessing and a curse because we're all so different. And I think until we just appreciate how different we are, just like how Jacori said, whether we speak a different language, whether we're from a different socioeconomic background, different religion, whether you're writing Arabic, whether you're writing in Greek, as long as we start to see one of ourselves in one another, I think that's when we start to help our brothers out. That's when we start to really change the status quo and the momentum of our society and you know, our future. So that's my first stab at it, Jakor.
Yeah, yo, I honestly got like some so yeah, exactly. And you know, like the saying when people be like, oh, better yourself and like things will come along, like continue to do you, focus on yourself and people will come and stuff like that. It's like we gotta take that in as a people, you know what I'm saying? Like we do that because we give people like each other this advice, but it's like, what if we just took that in ourselves? Like what if we just focus on bettering ourselves instead of fighting the system and doing that? Obviously, we want to hold everybody accountable and make sure that limits aren't really pushed. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna say unless somebody violates you, but you're also gonna try to do everything you can to like focus on yourself and tone in on your people and don't let nothing get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, Because like, yeah, putting all that effort and energy into like fighting against the system, yeah, that's cool and all. But look where like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not really bettering ourselves at this point because we don't have it all together like how we used to have it. You know what I'm saying? Then let's just focus on that, get back on that page, just backtrack a little bit. And then once we backtrack, we can start to build up again. And it's not as simple as it sounds, but it's, you know what I mean? It's a start because that's all like.
Wow. Thank you so much, Decory. And I feel like to leave the people who are watching off, just a question like, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from finding that value inside and like showing, you know what I mean? But thank you all for tuning in into episode 5 of Senseless, the audio series. See you on Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. for episode 6. If your mind has never been blown before, now this is the episode to do it. Don't miss out and make sure you tune in on Thursday for episode 6 of Senseless. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you, everyone.